Alright, the day is finally here. Suspension is now in Train Sim World 4. You can go ahead and color me shocked because I'm not gonna lie, I really feel like we were getting to a point where they were just going to wait and save it for Train Sim World 5 and use it as a main selling point, and honestly, I think they still might. I don't think they're really going to go back to it much. That is, of course, if Train Sim World 5 is actually announced, which at this point, considering the leaks and some of the stuff we've seen and heard, and, you know, the team confirming that there was stuff out there and that it is real and that they're making changes to their internal team and their beta testers and all of that to try and prevent it from happening in the future, I do really believe that it is coming. So let's get straight into this update. Suspension and formation, the time has come. The bouncy train update has arrived. That's right, from today, a range of trains in Train Sim World 4 will have the new suspension physics. More details below. So we're going to get into the patch notes in a minute, but I just want to say, gosh, I have so many mods installed for my game. I am just nervous. What is going to break? What is going to work? And I have a feeling that there will need to be some adjustments made in that department. All right, so let's get into the brand new article from Dovetail. Today we have a large core update to Train Sim World 4 that brings new suspension physics to a range of locomotives. Formation Designer is also joining the Creators Club and losing the beta tag. And finally, we have some additional improvements and fixes to enhance your experience. Read on for a full list of changes. So what is suspension? In our July roadmap, we announced that the long-awaited suspension improvements coming to Train Sim World 4 will be included in our summer core updates, and since then, our development teams have been working hard to implement and test the suspension feature. Yeah, we know. I mean, you guys kind of promised this for the launch of Train Sim World 4, saying coming soon, and it's been like, what? Looks down at watch. Almost an entire year at this point, so it is about damn time. But of course, I'm happy it's finally here, and given the amount of time they've been working on this, there is no room for issues. There are absolutely zero excuses for at least major bugs. I do expect some minor things here and there, but this needs to be working properly. You guys took your time on this. You guys said that you were doing it to perfect it, so now that the time is here, it better be good. So this video is going to be all about exactly what is included. So later on down the line, probably either later today or tomorrow, I'm going to upload videos showcasing all of this suspension with the following trains, which I will get to in just a second. Currently in Train Sim World, you experience motion as you drive the train along the tracks, with noticeable left, right, and backwards movement as the train accelerates, decelerates, or goes around corners. However, something that we have wanted to improve is the up and down motion of the train as it goes over lifts or junctions. With this update, the suspension will be significantly improved to allow for a more realistic feel of the train moving over the tracks. The wheels will dip into junctions and players can get a feel of the cab rocking up and down as they ride over junction joints. So we've seen a preview of this over time. They've kind of shown us little clips during the roadmap streams over the past couple of months, kind of teasing us, hyping us up, and just informing us exactly what we can expect. You're going to notice it more at slower speeds than at higher speeds, but it is going to be there. And I do want to say, I really hope there is a setting in the options that changes exactly how heavy this effect is going to be. I personally like that little extra bounce. So just like with cab sway, I hope there is an option to bump that up from just 100% to possibly 200%. I want to see the cabs of the trains that I'm driving rocking like crazy. With this update, the improved suspension update will be added to the below locos. So East Coast Mainline Class 801 Azuma, East Coast Mainline Class 66, East Coast Mainline FKA wagons, Vorarlberg OBB 4024, Habens, Kjils, and Layers, BR624, Ienos, Habens, and Roost T. Those are on Maintelbahn. On Rosenheim, the BR185.2, OBB 4024, and Habens, as well as the Doppelstock. On the Semmeringbahn, OBB 4024, Habens U708, Flying Scotsman MK1 and MK2 coaches, Blackpool branches Class 8 and Class 47, ScotRail BR Class 380, and of course the Training Center Class 323. As a reminder, the Class 142 already has suspension improvements prior to this update. The new suspension system will be integrated as a standard feature in future add-ons. We will also keep exploring ways to implement this system in more locomotives from our existing catalog log whenever possible, including trains from the Antelope Line and Long Island Railroad commuter. I was gonna say, because those were both Train Sim World 4 releases, yet they're not here. So I hope to see those trains, of course, included eventually, hopefully sometime soon. It'd be really upsetting if we had to wait another year or so for that, but if they're gonna be focusing on new stock coming out, I wouldn't hold your breath on these locos or these routes getting the priority for that upgrade. I do want to say though, now I'm really dying for another leg of the Northeast Corridor because I want to see suspension on the ACS64 and the Acela, but I will not be holding my breath on that one. So for Formation Designer is also making its way to Creators Club in this update, allowing compatibility to share your creations to the community and download others' submitted formations, amongst other improvements, to help the new feature work as smoothly as possible. Alongside this update, we're also removing the beta tag, as we've completed all the 4 phases we set out when implementing Formation Designer initially. Of course, we will continue to improve and update this system moving forward in future packs. So it's pretty cool that you're going to be able to actually share your formations now, or even download ones that others created. So that's really exciting. This update should be available on all platforms from 1300 UTC or 1400 BST. Allow up to 24 hours for updates to come through. So here is the full changelog. It's not very long, but for the core, add a new suspension physics to a range of locomotives: East Coast Main Line, Vorarlberg, Maintal-Bonn, Rosenheim, Semmering-Bonn, Blackpool branches, Flying Scotsman, ScotsRail 380, and the Training Center Class 323. Formation Designer added Creators Club functionality. So for Semmering-Bonn, OBB 111.6. Fixed to the OBB 111.6 does not start driving with LZB on. For the OBB 4024, fixed to the OBB 4024 to be able to be driven in free roam mode, and fixed to allow you to take over services from AI ALP 46. Vorarlberg, fixed an issue during the international rescue scenario that caused an AI OBB 4024 to block the station at a red light. Various localization improvements. For the 4024 for Vorarlberg, fix an issue in free roam where the player isn't able to insert the brake handle after spawning. And of course, Naviger Dresden, Railpol BR 193 Vectron. This is a fix for Xbox One. Fix an issue during the ballast boogie scenario where the player gets stopped at a red light at the last objective. That's going to be it from me for now. A decent patch update with a decent amount of fixes. I'm really excited to jump into my game, check out suspension, and of course, download some formations or even possibly upload some too. So let me know what you guys think of this update. And of course, the list of locos for suspension. We already knew what was going to be included previously, so none of this really comes as a surprise to me, at least. I really hope to see more join this list, as I'm a little underwhelmed here with that. But again, not really surprised, as we already knew this information prior. That's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching this news video for Train Sim World. Make sure you guys subscribe, click the bell so that you're notified and can get the latest news for the game as soon as possible. Take care and happy rail simming. Bye everyone.